Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Rytis.
Hi, thanks for inviting.
Please tell us what your company does.
Yeah, so Omnisend is a marketing automation platform which is built for those who sell online. So basically, if you run your online store, usually email, SMS, web push notifications, marketing is extremely important for you. Like among our customer base, we see even like 15 to 35, sometimes up to 40% of revenues coming through those channels, and basically that's the only effective set of channels to communicate with your existing customers. So that's what we help to automate that communication. We'll basically sync data with your offline and online store and your customers or visitors behavior on site, as well as like transactional data. And based on that, both run bulk campaigns as well as run automated campaigns and invite customers to get back to your store and purchase repeatedly.
Nice. Thank you for explaining. I'm curious to know what are the most common challenges that companies that are your customers usually face, and how do you help them?
Yeah, so probably kind of like the main value that we create for our customers is really like how to automate and how to make those channels work while you sleep. So this is probably the main value because you can send bulk campaigns basically
Mm-hmm.
when we call those newsletters, and probably this is the most used term to be, but
Yes.
basically to be used, and it's usually when the marketer thinks of the topics he or she would like to communicate to the customer base, and then compose an email, set up everything, etc. So it works. It's good. It is a good practice. Keep doing if you do it. But on top of that, it is very important to add automated communication, because automations we convert way better because they are so timely. They are very relative for the consumers. Messages that are really relative and messages that are super well accepted by those who receive them messages. Yeah. So let's say Christian is browsing online store and adding something to the cart, or maybe visiting certain pages, but he does not complete the purchase. So Omnisend sees this pattern, sees this behavior, and basically add content which is relevant to Christian's interest. I mean, if you sell phones and computers, etc., so maybe you're looking for a phone but not for a computer. So Omnisend basically packs it all and sends on very timely. So this is kind of the main challenges that our customers still have: how to properly automate, how to think about those automations. So we have a lot of presets, pre-built templates for our customers to use. So it's very easy to just start using and start benefiting. And of course, from there, you can customize and tweak as much as you want.
Hey there, fellow marketers. Are you tired of juggling multiple platforms for meetings, webinars, and calendar bookings? It can be a nightmare just setting up a simple team meeting. But what if I told you there's a platform that is super user-friendly and can do all of this? Well, say hello to Sessions. More than just a Zoom alternative, Sessions is like having a personal assistant for all your meetings. It provides meeting notes, makes it easy to share documents and screens, distills key points for quick overviews, and makes it easy for everyone to work on one board. One reviewer raved about Sessions, saying, quote, "In a world where remote work and virtual meetings are becoming the norm, Session stands out as a platform that takes video conferencing to the next level." End of the quote. Ready to give your meetings and webinars a professional edge instantly? Click the link in the show notes or head over to sessions.us today and try it out for free. That's sessions.us. Don't miss out on a platform that will soon be a leader in the meeting space, allowing you to have better online interactions. Visit sessions.us today. Now, let's get back to the episode. Okay, and what did you say are the top 3 most loved features by our customers?
So still, bulk campaigns or newsletters is the most used. From automations is by far abundant cart reminders. They are super effective, like really, really effective.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome automations are very popular, and what I'm really happy to see that SMS is really becoming more and more popular in combination with email. Yeah, so the best results are when you use email plus SMS, plus, which is, I would say, still underused, web push notifications. This channel is very effective as well, but I mean, way fewer customers are using this. But those who combine all those 3 channels in one, they get the best results.
Right. How did AI and the launch of ChatGPT impact your business?
Not too much, and not too much. Of course, we have implemented certain things. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
You compose an email, and AI makes a super shortened version for you to be sent out as SMS. We have in our composer email builder, when you write an email and you compose manually, so there are presets that you can just write in, like, your language, and it will make it rewrite it as generative language processing does. So so there are more other examples, like subject line generator. If you're out of ideas, say I would like to promote Women's Day something, and boom, we come with 5 suggestions for you, and you choose one of those. So this is there are a lot of embedded small small assistance. At the same time, we experimented, what if we would have a feature, let AI compose my email. So people are not adopting that too much. So it seems like AI is really welcomed as an assistant in the job. People do it manually, but assisting and saving time, etc. But nobody is willing to replace entire creative work, etc. with AI. So that's our learning, and it really help our customers to save time.
Great takeaway. I appreciate. Now, maybe you can share some examples of your customers that were successful with the product, and who is it for, basically?
So basically, like all the way from small business. So if you just start selling online, Omnisend is here for you to help. So even before you have subscribers, so we have forms, we have pop-ups, so you can start collecting subscribers, email, SMS subscribers, push notification subscribers. So that's where we start to help, and all the way to, as we call it, like, once you hire a first data analyst for your marketing team for marketing needs, so maybe we're not the best solution anymore. There are some enterprise level, and we focus on small and medium-sized businesses mainly. So this is our ideal customer, and this is what the product is being built with mind of those kind of customers. So, and like among vast majority of our customers, we have like hundreds of thousands of free customers. We have tens of thousands of paying customers, and among our customers are like Samsung, Lego, Faber-Castell, and some other like really worldwide famous brands, British Airways, etc. But vast majority of our customers are like small businesses, mom and pop shops, or mid-sized businesses that maybe you're not aware of. Not as famous of a brands, but definitely they do a great job, and we help them to basically earn their monthly salaries for themselves.
That's appreciated. How about the pricing? How does it work?
So it all depends on the number of contacts you have in your subscribers list. So it all starts with 60. Okay, it all starts with free. So if you're really new to the market, if you're a small business, so Omnisend is free forever. All the features are there. There are usage limitations: how many subscribers you can have, how many messages you can send. But to explore Omnisend, or if you're just a beginner and start collecting subscribers, so Omnisend is free forever. Getting to pay, we have standard and pro plans. So standard plan starts from $16 per month. It is all priced in US dollars, and it grows up to, of course, tens of thousands if you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And there is a pro plan. So basically in pro plan, we have SMS included, free of charge. If you pay, let's say, $200, you're going to get $200 worth of credits to send SMS messages. And then there are other great features included in the pro plan. So if you are either bigger business or business with big ambitions, so the pro is the better choice for you.
Thank you. How about the market? I'm curious to know from your perspective, how competitive is it, and how is Omnisend different?
So market is like very competitive for sure. Like email marketing is very competitive, but like the niche, what we are serving is those who sell online. So basically, marketing automation platform for e-commerce, for online retailers. Definition of what is online commerce is really broadening. So doctor who has online appointments is already online commerce. I mean, it was not the case 5 years ago. So it's being broadened, which is great for us. But so basically this is our unique selling proposition, that if you sell online, Omnisend is really built with you in mind. There are a lot of presets. There are default default segments, default templates for you. It's all around like really selling and doing retention marketing to invite your customers to come back. If you are a school, some offline maybe company, Lauris, etc., and you don't have any online transactions, maybe there are other better solutions in the market, and that's okay.
Great mindset. I love it. How about the company? When did you start it, and what was the idea behind it?
Yeah, so we already started about 10 years ago.
Wow.
It took us a couple of years actually to understand if someone is willing to pay for it. So it was a spin-off from digital marketing agency. So we were selling hours, basically like professional services for our customers. And as myself and my co-founder, we are both from Lithuania. So in that time, that was like perceived as maybe a bit cheaper labor country in general, including IT specialists, etc. But kind of that's what we were doing. But we thought, okay, we would like to really make it a product, and we didn't believe that selling cheaper hours is sustainable, because if in general the economy grows and the life quality in the country grows, so basically there will be someone who sells cheaper. So so that's what kind of how we came up with the idea, and we had online stores who were our customers, and that's how we found that those who sell online, they have a unique data set, because the almost entire customer journey happens online, and you can track that journey, and based on that data you can make more relevant marketing. And that's kind of was a fundamental idea behind Omnisend. So the initial couple of years we were investing a lot, but barely earning something. So basically earning from digital marketing agency and spending on building a product. But after that, it kind of started picking up a little bit. And I would say like in the past, like 4 or 5 years was there. Since mid 2019, we start kind of growing way faster now. And now we have hundreds of thousands of customers.
How big is the overall team right now?
A bit more than 200 people, 210 almost.
Wow, so many. And I guess it's a bootstrap business, so you didn't raise any money?
Yes, correct. We it's a bootstrap. We have no institutional. We have a couple of early business angels, but like with small amounts relatively, and small stake, and no institutional investors, and basically it's founders-owned company. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And when did you start growing the team? Once you had the success with the product? Once you had the product market fit?
Yes, once we were able to as we call ourselves conservative startup, if those words come together. Yeah. But that's kind of our mindset, that initially we dispatched actually digital marketing activities once we were able to feed and pay salaries for 8 initial employees, and then we said, okay, let's take a risk. Let's ditch everything we did in the past and focus on the product. I mean, we're still kind of losing money, but we already believe that we are on that path. So it took us ditching agency activities. It did not happen overnight. It took a few months. So basically in that time we managed to earn as much. So, and since then we start growing the team, and basically all our finance planning is basically on a rolling 3 months basis. So today we plan 3 months in advance. Next month we will plan 3 months in advance. It's not even quarters, but always rolling 3 months in advance. So basically kind of that was pretty kind of organic growth. The more revenue we get, the bigger team becomes, and of course empowers us to do more and to grow.
And most of the team is based in Lithuania?
Yes, majority, but yeah, we, as our main market is United States, and then like North America combined is more than half of our revenues from there. So all R&D is happening in Lithuania. Marketing is quite spread out, and a lot of remote people. So basically, out of like 210 people, 150 is based in Lithuania. The rest, we have office in the United States, more than 20 people there, and others remote in various European, Asian, Latin America countries.
Do you have any tips for a first-time founder looking to hire people? If you hired over 200?
A very good question, especially for first time and the initial. So, like, probably the biggest challenge, like looking back for me, was when we started hiring more senior people, and those people who are in their areas of expertise more senior than you are. So, and sometimes you kind of feel that maybe I don't know things. Am I comfortable to question things? Am I comfortable to ask difficult questions? Candidate, and I think this is kind of the biggest learning for me. I mean, you're still a founder, you're still a CEO, and hiring people who are better in certain areas, it's a great thing that you do, but still you have the full right and obligation to question them. If he or she says, okay, I will lift your revenue, I will double your revenue, how will you do that? Doesn't matter your experience in the past. I see your CV, it's great, it looks great, but how you will lift Omnisend's operations, revenue, product development, etc. And if basically the experienced people, past success and past experience does not guarantee that they will be good fit in your organization, in your mindset, in your size. Maybe someone is coming from a big corporation and they have no clue how to operate in a 5 or 3 people's small team. So asking like very straightforward questions, and then questioning and asking how will you do things within our organization, that would be my advice.
Great. Do you have any mistakes that you did, or lessons that you learned along the way? 10 years is quite a long space.
Multiple mistakes, multiple. Okay, we are lucky enough. Probably we did not do any life-threatening mistakes that would kill the business or put the business at like fundamental risk. But like on daily basis, just you always make mistakes, and sometimes colleagues say, "Oh, come on!" But like 6 months ago, you were telling something completely opposite with the same energy and the same belief, and they say that's okay. Because 6 months ago, we knew fewer about something, and we learned a lot of lessons in the past few months. And based on that, you adjust your attitude, you adjust your ambitions, you adjust your plans, etc. And that's okay. So I think it's just, making smaller mistakes. I mean, if you are able to make mistakes fast, usually they are smaller, and you have more time to fix them. So probably this is very important, and you should never regret if you learn something from the mistakes you made. So, mistake is a great lesson.
Of course, this is why I asked. It's a constant reminder.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, how did you get your first customers? And right now, what's the most successful go-to-market strategy to getting new leads?
So first customers, and it is very important for us up until today. So like e-commerce is basically there are ecosystems like Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, WordPress, Wix, Ecwid, etc. So there are ecosystems on which people launch their online stores, and then they start identifying themselves with those ecosystems. So basically, there is a, Omnisend for Shopify, Omnisend for WordPress. Usually, that's the mindset our customers have, and although it's the same Omnisend, but basically that's how they think.
Right.
Yeah. So like app stores. So the initial traction we started getting from Tiktail, which probably the name that nobody remembers. So that was at one time seemed to be like very super fast growing Swedish e-commerce startup.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, they were acquired by Shopify, but I think that was not a good deal for them at all. So they were like super high funded, etc., super fast growing, and then we basically launched on the App Store. and they had a very good initial traction. And then Shopify was second platform on which we launched, and Shopify was not a big at that moment. And on Shopify, both on Ticktail and Shopify, like the app stores literally worked for us. It's not the case; those app stores is not that big of a case on other platforms. So again, going in other platforms, we had to learn other playbooks, but that was kind of the beginning, and for quite a few years, that was the most, or even the single channel for quite a few years. It was a single channel to acquire customers. It's not the case anymore, but it was crucially important at the beginning.
And how about today? What's the number one channel for you today?
So it's a combination: app stores, content and SEO, affiliates, agency partnerships, and so those are kind of top 5 channels for us.
Right. That's great. I appreciate the transparency. How about the vision for the future? What would you say are the plans for the next years?
So we believe that two directions. Yeah. So one vision is really for, like, as I mentioned, like the concept of e-commerce is broadening. So I believe that Omnisend is creating value for anyone who has any online transactions, either sell physical goods or booking appointments or digital goods, etc. So basically expand this and expand the market for which we create more value. And the second thing is really we start really focusing a lot in some smaller e-commerce platforms like Nopcommerce, Equid, Shoplaza, etc. So those platforms are not as big as Shopify, but they have substantial number of customers and who are underserved, I would say, in the market. So we see that partnership with those platforms can really create a lot of value for their customers. To do better retention marketing, to do better email, SMS marketing, etc. So those are kind of like two main priorities and directions, and as the focus. And we'll see what about the development of AI. So if our customers will be accepting more and more of it, of course, we will be embedding more and more in the product to ease in their life.
That's an interesting path, right? We arrived at the last part of the podcast. I'd love to know more about how you started your career, basically, before starting the agency, before starting Omnisend. How did you start after high school, college? Yeah.
So actually, I graduated political sciences, but never worked in that area. And while still in university, just received a call from my friend, and he said, "Oh, would you like to start a business?" And I said, "I have no clue about how to run the business, but let's do it." So I was at the age of 21, maybe. Yeah. So since then, I do run various kind of businesses and never been employed. So prior, Omnisend is my third startup attempt. I failed twice. So probably this is another good life lesson that that's okay to fail, and about
with the
bigger
co-founder?
lessons. Sorry?
With the same co-founder?
With different co-founders. Yeah, with different co-founders. I mean, but we failed with, how do you say, with pride. I mean,
yeah.
And then both I'm even good friends with those former co-founders, and that's I think it's very important as well that sometimes people, if they start doing bad and then basically have struggles and have challenges within business, so they ruin their personal relationship as well. So I think it's you have find ways not to do that, because it's just business, yeah, and failing, it's part of your journey and part of your success. Yeah, so those are kind of the bigger lessons. When you asked about like what are the biggest failures with Omnisend, so maybe not that much of a big failures, but prior I really had great failures, and the lessons I've learned, I would say, from those failures. So probably the biggest lesson is really, if you launch a company, if you build a product, either it's B2B product or B2C product, etc., you have to be looking for a painkiller. So do you really solve a monetizable customer pain? Is the pain you're solving for customers is big enough for your customers to pay for it? That is a very good distinction. There are vitamins and there are painkillers. So if your product is just a vitamin, on good times, maybe someone will pay for it. But during more challenging periods, economic slowdowns, etc., nobody will be willing to spend on it. If you really create value and if you really solve the pain for our customers, they will be paying for you. for your services. So that's kind of a lesson that I've learned in the past. And second lesson, like again, coming from a smaller country and smaller market, which I believe in Lithuania we have so many great talents, but we have a tiny market. So US market is the biggest still by far. And in US you have kind of people kind of trust. Doesn't matter if you are still new to the market, etc. So you have some trust credits. If you ruin them, you're going to be sued. So I think that in Europe, it's a bit opposite. People don't trust you unless you prove opposite. So in US, they trust you, but if you screw, they're going to sue you. So, but for young companies, it's a good place to be with that trust mentality.
Absolutely. Easier to start with the biggest market. But how about your best piece of advice for a starting founder?
Just do things, and don't probably for the starting founder. I think that still now younger just doesn't matter the age, but the people who just start their businesses, they come for advice, etc. And they think that in many cases they still want to build a really ideal product for the launch, etc. Just launch MVP, crappy, great, doesn't work, great, but I mean. Doesn't work at full scope, but something has to work. But if you will start seeing early signals that your customers want to use it, that they actually demand for the things, that they ask for the things, that they are unhappy because you don't work properly, that will be a great signal so that actually your product is needed in the market, and from there you will have more confidence to really build, fundraise if you need to fundraise, etc.
And I have one last question to you. What's your favorite SaaS product that you use, but apart from your own?
So probably the Google Suite, G Suite, now what we call Google.
G Suite,
G Suite, I think they rebranded some time ago, but I still call it G Suite. So it's all email, docs, in one place, and it's so easy to collaborate, to share, and still I find it very, very useful.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else that you want to share today on the podcast?
I think we kind of covered quite high variety and big variety of topics, so thanks for inviting.
Okay, you did fantastic, Rytis. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.